one beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn.
Oh, let's go ahead. We're just going to barely let them get started. This is 1100 WSGI. I'm Utah LaVern, and this is One Street Over. What's going on One Street Over from where you living? Wanted to get on in here. Sarah's here from staypositive.news. And I just love it. Staypositive.news. Do you have a jingle? You do, don't you?
We had one that was created, yeah.
It needs a jingle.
Yep,
It needs a jingle.
we did. Yep, I'm trying to get the full file so I can share it.
I love it. Well,
yeah.
Sarah Ricciardi, did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
Praise the
yeah.
Lord. It takes me, I have to know somebody a year when they have a name that I can't get my tongue. We kept saying Iwo Jima for the last few days because we had a World War II veteran that came to Greenbrier High School for our Veterans Day program. So cool. Mr. Jimmy Wren, just like the bird, Wren. And oh my goodness. That is, that's one of those words for some Iwo Jima. And a lot of the Vietnam places I can't say, and it's so embarrassing. And it's just like I kept trying when we had it in our newscast for the kiddos, and they're like, "Okay, Miss Vivio, am I saying it right? Yeah, you're saying it right. I'm saying it wrong. So you're good." But it's just so funny. But you were sitting here, we were just talking. You can't really say a lot about what your husband's up to, but he's being covert for Jesus.
He is. He's having fun. Yeah.
Love it.
Having fun. So
I love it. I love it. We're doing, and that's what we're called to do, man.
Yeah.
We're to be bold. We're all ministers. We're all, to share the gospel. And are you willing to risk your life for it? If the answer is not yes, then dig deeper because, man, we all could be called to that.
Yeah.
And you better be ready. You better be ready. But God bless you.
Yeah.
Prayers for him.
Thank you. Yeah.
Home.
And he should land in the States in 30 minutes. So,
so you're going to be like, yeah.
I'm counting down. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, God bless you. And what a service.
Yeah.
What a service. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's
when you're doing what, the Lord's called you to, that feeling internally, you can't.
It's got to be.
Can't match it. So
powerful.
Yeah.
Well, when you said, my husband's coming in, and I thought, he was coming in with.
Yeah.
At first is what I thought you meant. I thought you meant he was going to come and join us on the air this morning.
We'd never get to talk, LaVern. He'd be talking the whole time.
I think I met him once at an event.
Yep.
Maybe a decisions, choices, and options event.
Probably.
DCO.
Yeah.
And love them. I haven't had them in a while, but I know you're very involved with DCO and just love Joey Wassel and they just got a new leader. And I forget the title, but it's like the executive director, I think is what it is. And so I keep saying I'm going to have them come into my classroom and talk about social media and stuff. And I haven't got it on the calendar. I got to do that here before the end of the semester. I've just got to start. You have those things that are routine and that they repeat and all the things. And I've got to get that just in the rotation of my classes because it's so powerful.
Yes, it is.
So powerful.
Yeah.
They do social media classes. They do, of course, they teach kids that abstaining from sex is a good decision. Nobody else tells them to just abstain, and then you have a better chance at having success in your life if you'll not do this, and this. It's amazing. And the kids love hearing it's okay to say no. We tell them, say no to drugs. Well, say no to sex too, y'all.
Right.
Come on. But anyway.
Yeah. My, our daughter's pediatrician, she loves to say, well, maybe I shouldn't say this, but she loves to say, you're smart if you say no. You're smart if you say no because it complicates everything.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
I love it. Sarah Ricciardi's here. That was just us saying hello. Yeah. She is with staypositive.news. She is creative and what is your title?
So creative director is my title.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So it's just kind of every facet of it.
And you're sweet.
And then co-owner as well, which I'm excited about.
I think that's awesome. And Chris Vallines, my co-teacher,
Yes.
bless him, he is one of your editors and writers.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to him in the hall, and he was like, "Yeah, they need me to write an article." And bless him, he's just got too many things going on right now.
Yep.
And I got to tell you, the world of teaching, it blows you away.
Yeah.
All the extra stuff that comes up, and I keep thinking, I don't know what it was that I was doing, and I haven't done in a while, and it's because I can't find time away from teaching.
Yeah.
We were just trying to figure out when we could go to the doctor, just for a checkup.
Right.
Nothing, nothing major.
Nothing fun.
It's like, well, we need to get a consult with Dr. Jepson. We like to call her. She's a nurse practitioner.
Oh, I love her.
I love her.
Yeah.
She's just phenomenal. She's so brilliant.
Yep.
But anyway, and I said, and we were like, okay, when are we going to be out of school? Same thing with the dentist, because
Right.
we hate to miss school for this stuff. And so it's just, when you're a teacher, man, you're just trying to get it all in on those days that you end up off, and it's just so hard. But anyway.
I can only imagine.
But it's fun. It is such a blessing. And we do, I know, we get fall break and we get winter break, but you put in so many hours when school's in session, you got to have some breaks, because if you didn't, you would break.
Yeah.
You would be like, ah. But it's all such a great blessing. I love those kids. They're so much fun. But I was talking about you in the hall yesterday with Mr. V. Mr. V, the kids call him, Mr. Vallines. They were building fences. They read the book Fences, or the play Fences, and I guess it's a play. I'm not really sure, but anyway, I'm not the literary person, but I like to read. I digress. They were building fences in connection to what they read, which was such a cool activity.
Yeah.
So we included that in our news. And,
Nice.
So he was so busy with all his extra stuff. And
yes, we got a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's exciting though. We've talked, and he's creating more of a local sports feature. So he's kind of heading that piece up, because we want to have a local sports item every single week.
That's great.
And we have a lot to talk about. It's just, getting it collected. So,
and we have 3 football teams, I think, still in the playoffs and Dr. Weeks mentioned this yesterday. We've got Springfield and East Robertson and Joe Burns, I think, that are still in football playoffs. So that's very exciting. But and then we've got wrestling starting up, basketball jamboree this weekend on Saturday.
Yay!
And then we've got our cheer and dance teams all out there just competing and having fun, and just all the fun things.
Yes.
So there's just a lot of sports stuff we need to cover, and we're talking about this in the context of staypositive.news. If you want positive news rather than all the heavy, you can get that through staypositive.news. And here's a positive news item. I'm going to do it right now, Lee Marie. She's like, don't forget, LaVern. They, Operation Christmas Child. And where are the boxes?
I have 2 in my car.
I don't know why this one got put there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've got these Operation Christmas boxes. You can get these at Crossroads Christian Bookstore. And you can fill them. They're doing a fundraiser on Friday night this week for Steve Jarrell of Sons. He was the Sons of the Beach, I think is the name. I think that's it. I'm sorry, Steve. That's just awful. You have those senior moments. Yeah. They're doing a show, and it's free admission, but of course they want you to donate for coming, and they're doing it in the little kind of ballroom area is what Lee Marie refers to it at. You go through Crossroads and you go downstairs, and they have this big open room and a stage now. And so they're doing a special fundraiser for Samaritan's Purse. And Samaritan Purse representatives are going to be there. They're going to have 4 reps from Samaritan's Purse. And so you can come and you can bring your completed shoe boxes. They're specifically wanting to raise money for the processing of these.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it costs so much, because they have follow-ups and things like that. And then also, too, they're going to have refreshments and all this kind of stuff. And they're going to have birthday cake, because little bird told me that it's Lee Marie's birthday.
Aww.
And she says, don't you dare tell people that it's my birthday and not tell them, do not bring me anything. Bring a donation for Samaritan's Purse.
Yes.
And so that's this Friday night, 7 o'clock. And it's going to be fun. And it all benefits Operation Christmas Child this Friday night. And you can get, you can get your tickets in advance if you want to make sure you can get in because there will be limited seating because it's not a huge space, but it is, you just have to walk in. So just show up Friday night, 7 p.m. for Samaritan's Purse and, tell Lee Marie happy birthday.
Yes.
But don't give her a gift. Give her cash for the fundraiser. So that's a cool thing that you can put in.
I love it.
You can put in the Stay Positive News.
Yes.
A fundraiser for
Lee Marie.
There you go.
Lee Marie, send it to me. Yeah.
Lee Marie, send it to Sarah. And, it's kind of quick, but you might be able to go ahead and push it out.
Yeah.
That's just it. That's one of the hard things is knowing where to promote stuff. But this is, you guys are an outlet for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And well, it's just like Chris and I, Mr. V, we were talking in the hall about the Pete Carroll game. And because that's what y'all were wanting him to write a story on. And I said, well, I said, at this point, I said, you could write it for next year, or even for Memorial Day.
Yep.
I mean, that might be a really good Memorial Day piece and say, this is a thing we do in memory of, and then have it ready to push out a couple of weeks before the Pete Carroll game, because it's such an amazing thing that they do. Of course, the big news, we've got to beat them eventually. Greenbrier has to beat them. We just have to. I'm just saying, that's one of the hardest things with these sports teams.
Right.
We're to school Greenbrier that we have to play teams with bigger populations than us that are able to pull athletes, and it's very hard. Just listening to my cheer competition kiddos, the dance teams, they go to competitions and they have a bigger pool, and then they have to compete against people who pull some of their people out to compete with them so they can rate better. And it's like, come on. It's very hard to feel like there's a fair playing field and all this.
Really,
and if you really, if you're in a school, that's like ours, that's in that kind of in between, you would see what we mean. And I'm just saying, because we got some incredible athletes that just don't, get to really get much of a spotlight because they have to play teams that are just
huge,
bigger.
Yep.
But anyway, I'll get off that. Yeah. But I love the idea of you doing something. My hair, I'm sorry. I need some hairspray. It's just in my face. But I love the idea of y'all doing something more local to shine the light on some of these kids that are amazing athletes. That are, they're not going to get some of the attention because the team as a whole is just having to play teams that are just, so much bigger, and it's just hard to compete. So they don't get that attention a lot of times. And so I just really am thankful. I think that's a great idea.
We're excited about it.
Yeah,
because there's a lot to talk about. And then I think it was Brittany Jepson. I think she has sons that play golf at East Robertson.
I think that is correct. I know they're incredible athletes across the board, but golf, that sounds reasonable.
We did an article on Maddox Batson, the rising country music star, donated to the golf team. And so we did an article, and I got to feature pictures of her kiddos.
Fun.
I'm pretty sure that was them.
I betcha. They're an interesting family. Farming, and her with her medical practice, and
golf.
Yeah.
Well-rounded.
I think they play other sports too. I mean, I've talked to her about the different
like
things.
Baseball.
Yeah, maybe.
But
yeah. Very cool athletes. Isn't that neat? I just love all this stuff. It's fun.
Yeah.
I want to do just a story on Brittany.
Yeah.
Because she is just, she's just so different, when it comes to medical professionals, because she's just got that kind of she's got the, the background and the education, but she's got that country wisdom. It's kind of how you get, it's kind of the thing you get from her is just that farm wisdom, and I just love that about her. And, it's just so fun. And she's definitely in demand, so for sure. But she is super smart. But she's very interesting, so that would be a good feature.
Yeah, that would
be a fun story.
Community spotlight.
I love it.
Kind of good.
So where are we going to focus on? We need to kind of hone in here because it's already 16 after, and we haven't gotten down to business yet, Sarah.
Well, I'll go ahead and segue into another feature that we've started doing, which is Student Spotlight.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're wanting to do that once a week, and that's where a school nominates a student who exemplifies positivity in some form. So we've had one student nominated so far, and of course would love to see more. We have, I think, we have I want to say 50 schools or more in our Robertson Sumner County.
Oh, wow.
Like when you talk elementary, middle, high school. And
Mhm.
so we realized we couldn't do a student of the week or a student of the month because we have too many. So
Right.
we're doing student spotlight and really wanting to feature. So we featured Connor, and he got a whole lot of attention. And he is a student from HB Williams who just goes around, and he was helping classmates find their room, like just being sweet, but doing it
What a
very
cutie.
quietly. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yep.
How cute. I
Yeah.
love it. Student spotlight. He's adorable.
Yep. He is. He's
Yeah.
so cute. So, of course, we would love more nominations from teachers or admin. I mean, it could
Okay.
come from anybody. We just need pictures and permission, of course, to publish the
Okay.
pictures.
Student spotlight. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. I love that
Yep.
idea. I think that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. And we've talked about it before, but I'm just sitting here thinking about ones that we need to feature at Greenbrier. And we're doing a thing tomorrow night. It's called the People's Choice Awards.
Oh,
And I love it because it's an opportunity for us to point and say, "Hey, have you noticed this student and what they're doing?"
I love
And
that.
it's one of those things that they encourage us not to pick the kid that's getting all the accolades.
Yeah.
This is something different, and it's not. I mean, because there's so many kids, and we had a award just recently for. We have this thing called. I mean, y'all. I tell you, you need to do something on our Miss Grimes with the Renaissance rewards that the Renaissance program that she's built at Greenbrier is just astounding. And that woman's going to retire. I don't know when, but she's not going to be around forever. She's getting close to the retirement
Yeah.
marker, and we are going to miss her big. I'm hoping somebody there is going to be picking it up, but they just got another award. Let me see if I can read that. I thought this was really brilliant the way they worded this, and I put it in the newscast for the kiddos because I wanted them to listen to this. But the way Jostens puts it, it is a school culture builder award, and it's a monthly award that they give out. And they say that they give this to schools. This monthly award celebrates schools that work to build a culture where teachers love their jobs and students thrive in school, and students feel seen and valued.
I love
Seen
that.
and valued. I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I just thought, man, that's
Good.
really cool. And it's just a simple, monthly thing that Jostens does. But I just thought that's what it's about. And I know my wandering sheep, we call them. We want to quit calling them knuckleheads. They told me, Mr. Bell over it. I said, quit calling them knuckleheads, LaVern. But I got that from Judge Perry.
Yeah.
But he calls them wandering sheep. Our wandering sheep, there's going to be someone be like, oh yeah, I don't feel bad. Well, it's like, if you will just check in and let us value you and let us help you, you will see the value. But you're going to always have a few kids that'll just be like, no, and you just have to help them until they're ready to stop wondering.
Yep. Yep.
And but I just love the way they put that, where students
I
are
love-
seen
yeah,
and
I love that.
valued. But that's what we're trying to do, and I think that student spotlight is a way to show that you're seeing somebody and you're valuing them.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think that's super special.
Yes.
So, very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. For
Very
those
cool.
daily little actions that lead to,
Yep.
the big decisions and the big things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and we do a thing. We do a student of the month for each grade, maybe two.
Yeah.
I think we do 2 students of the month, and we do community leaders of the month and parent of the month. And we'll have that featured in our probably one of the newscasts next week for last month. And so we do a lot of things like that, and I think that's so important. But and I don't know that you can do enough, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
No.
but
No. Yep.
anyway,
We also got to feature a student from South Haven Christian School
Oh, yeah.
here in Springfield, right? And she did creative writing piece, and her teacher sent it in, nominated it for our Written by Our Readers category.
awesome.
And so that was fun just to get to feature her. And she was writing about her dad and memories that she has. And so we love getting to do that too, especially in that category.
Oh, wow.
It gives them, a little byline, right? And something they can share. So,
I want to see that because I love the written by the readers
Yeah.
part, and I keep saying I'm going to put something in there.
yeah, you
and
will. You
I
will.
will.
One
I'll
day.
get there. I promise you.
Mhm.
It's just I'm like Chris right now. She's so busy.
Yeah. can't
So
imagine.
let's see. Is it The Answer Man? Is that
Yes,
her?
the Answer Man. Yep.
All
It's
right.
about her dad who was a mechanic or was a mechanic. She talks about him being a mechanic and owning
Right.
a shop and um
Yeah.
gets to share all of that and
Yeah.
just endearing piece.
So it's he's still around. It's
Yes.
just as her memories as she was growing up. I get
Yeah.
that. Well, how
I'm the
sweet
same.
is that? That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah.
How cute. I love it.
I
I
know.
love it. Yeah, it looks like a really sweet article. Now, is this
Her
an older
details.
kid?
She's in high school.
Yeah, she's in high school. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I
But
love
yeah,
that.
I like her details. They were good.
That is awesome. Well, and so I mean, just going through the written by our reader stuff, I think you'll be very blessed because that's one of my favorite things. And of course, we all know our favorite Miss Mabel. How is Miss Mabel doing? Do we
Miss
have anything
Mabel.
new from Miss Mabel this
We
week?
just Monday published her newest one, I believe it was.
Truth be told.
Talking about getting ready for the holidays. How do you not get overwhelmed when it's only the first part of November?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So yeah, that and she is always fun.
She's always fun, and it's
Yeah.
so fun that you mentioned that because I need to read that because I'm in the middle of we've been renovating our house,
Oh,
and it's
my.
just taking way longer than what we
Yeah.
had hoped, and so it's not going to be anywhere like
Oh,
what I
no.
would hope for the holidays. It'll be functional, but hopefully.
Yeah.
So you just have to let go of those things
Yeah.
and enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
That's why I told my husband. I said, "Well, it's like this. It's going to be chaos and it's going to be crazy, but we're going to have fun."
Right.
There you go.
Yep.
We'll just have fun.
Yep.
And-
Exactly.
And pray for mild weather on Thanksgiving so we can have dinner outside.
Yes.
Because we're expecting a lot of people.
Oh gosh.
And so we need to have it out between the barns and all that. And we did the barn Thanksgiving last year, and it was so cold.
Oh.
And this
yeah.
year, I mean, with the house so torn up, we're going to really need to be out there.
Oh gosh.
So we just pray for it. Well, you know,
Yes.
a lot of times we get mild weather on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's going to be 70 this weekend, y'all.
I know.
Come
I
on.
know. After being what? I don't even know how cold it was Monday. It was
was-
really cold.
27. We got up and walked this morning for the first time in a while because it was so cold. It
Yeah.
was just so cold.
Yeah.
And we like to get up and walk. Oh, did you see the Aurora Borealis last night?
No, I didn't.
Well,
I
there's a lot of pictures out there.
I was asleep
Oh, me too.
really quick.
I got a call from Bill Jones late. That's his paper. Well, late for me. I mean, it
Yeah.
was probably, it may have not even been 9 o'clock yet. You know,
Hey,
but
yeah.
it was still,
Yeah.
we go to bed like at 8:30.
Yeah.
So I was headed to bed, and he was telling me all about it. I was like, man, I want to go out and look, but my husband's already sawing logs.
Yeah.
I'm not going out in the cold by myself.
No.
And so, and we can see it up north when we go up to his home up in the Upper
Yeah.
Peninsula, Michigan. We can
Yes.
see it there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But you got to be there at the right time. But there were some beautiful pictures.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah.
Beautiful pictures.
Yeah.
And they say possibly tonight as well we'll be able to get
Okay.
it.
We might have to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
Was it last year that they came again? Right. That we were able
It's
to
only been
see
about
them.
6 months ago, I think.
Okay.
I mean, it's been.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
I remember
know-
taking pictures.
Aaron Slate put something up about it. I have
Yeah.
to ask him because I know he put up several things about it and messaged me about it. I'll have to go and see. And it may have been this time last year.
Okay.
But for some reason, I was thinking it was in the
Yeah.
spring, maybe. But
Yeah.
I'm not 100%
crazy.
sure. Oh, I know.
Pretty. I don't remember seeing them as a kid in Kentucky ever.
Yeah,
Maybe
don't
I
know.
missed them.
Yeah, and I don't know that we'd even know what we were looking at. We're
Right.
like, oh, the sky looks interesting.
Yeah. Well, and you see
know.
it a lot more when you're taking a picture too.
Right.
It shows up better. So, oh gosh, yeah.
See, that's one of the pictures. But
Yeah.
for some reason, your phone. When my son and his bride, my daughter-in-law, were on their honeymoon, they went to Calgary, Canada.
Oh, pretty.
And they went to see the lights, and they said with their phone they were able to get pictures, but they really with the naked eye couldn't see them that well.
Yeah.
Something about our phones, these high-tech phones, will take pictures of the night sky that we can't see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you take a picture of the moon and stars with some of these phones, it's spectacular.
Right.
And there was one picture I saw on social media that somebody had taken a picture and also caught a comet
Oh,
in the corner.
cool.
And it was just
Yeah.
beautiful. It was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I think they're saying that we're going to see them tonight. Here's what Bill sent me. Northern Lights tonight, Northwest, and I think tomorrow night. He also said there were 2 colossal X flares as multiple CMEs are racing towards us from giant explosions on the sun. And I'm like, that sounds scary, Bill.
I know that sounds like
like it's going to
a
knock out
movie.
the power.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he says it happens all the time. And they had one that was
Sure.
really, that's another one you could interview.
Yeah,
Bill Jones.
Bill Jones.
Mm-hmm. He came and did a presentation for my class last week where he is the ham radio licensing person for the FCC. So if you want a ham radio license through the and you have to get it through the FCC, he is the one who administers the licensing.
Okay.
So they do a thing whenever they do demonstrations for ham radio called a fox hunt, where they hide a radio signal, and then you take a receiver, a handheld receiver, and you have to find it. And so he walked the kids through how to find a radio signal, and we did that on that beautiful Wednesday last week. It was a week ago because it was so gorgeous outside. And so we did that before the cold snap hit. And that was so much fun. But he talked to them about the flares, the big colossal flares that'll come out from the sun that could threaten our power grid. You know, it hadn't happened, but, you know, they had one, something like in 1880 that did something. It like blew, it fried the telegraph wires, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy stuff that happens in space. So
yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Right.
But we're talking with Sarah Ricciardi. Has your husband landed yet?
I have not gotten anything. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Mom's safe. He's been on covert actions for Jesus.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep.
That's wonderful. But what else do you want to talk about?
So we had another story that came out, and it was called "Am I My Brother's Keeper?" The story of Liam Cooper, and it's about a boy with autism. And this story just received a whole lot of attention, so I thought definitely worth talking about. And what was fun is I was able to sit down. I didn't write the story; I signed it, but I was able to sit down with the mom after the story came out and just get to know her a little bit. And I love when you get to do that because you get to see the layers of someone's story, right, when you do that. And the story is kind of centers around, she calls it the catastrophic week or something like that in their family. Liam is a boy that he's a runner, so he always is trying to get away all the time. That's how his autism works. Sometimes they're clingy, right? He's the opposite. And he had gotten out of their house one day, and they have multiple locks. He's very, very smart. So he's constantly trying to figure out how to get out of something.
Oh, I had to do that with my twins.
Oh gosh.
Because they would have an accomplice.
Right.
You know, and you know, when they were little bitty, they would come up with all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
They had locks at the tops of the doors, and oh my goodness. I mean, you just turn your back for 2 seconds and they're headed to the creek.
Yeah.
You know, you have to watch them like a hawk.
Yes. So he got out one day and started running was he barefoot? I can't remember. He was maybe on his scooter. I'm going to mess up the story now.
There's a picture here of him with his scooter, and I'm guessing his sis.
That is the girl that saved him. So she's a neighbor girl. Wow. And so she saw him run away. And mind you, he's one of several kids, right? So it's not just him at home. He's got siblings. And he was taken off just running as fast as he can go down the neighborhood street. And the neighbor, Emma, just barefoot and all, just took off after him to try to catch him because he's really fast. And there were, cars going by. I mean, people maybe not aware what was really happening.
Well, it says here that he was barefoot and out in his underwear because he wants to go around half dressed all the time too because he's more comfortable.
I was trying to remember if I remembered it right. Yeah. So it's always one of her fears, right? Is that he will just because he just doesn't want to have clothes on. And so people weren't registering what was happening or were just not paying attention, whatever. But Emma was. And so she ran after him, ended up getting him and bringing him back home safely. But she was trying to enlist others to help. And, people are interesting and not always willing to help and often critical instead of helpful. And so we got to focus on Emma and that piece of the story. And it came from LaVern. It came from a post on social media that Rachel found. And she said, Sarah, I think we can turn this into a positive story, can't
Mm-hmm.
we? And sure enough, we found the positive story in it. So, social media is, um, especially the hip pages, right? They
Yes.
can be all sorts of fun and all
Yeah.
sorts of
They can be
criticism and
great,
all
and they can be like, ooh,
like the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was from one of those, and we were able to highlight a positive story from it, which also brings awareness to people too, right? That
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you see something happening, it's maybe not what you initially think is happening. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's okay to
Just
step
sit
in and get
and
involved.
go, hey, what's going on? Do you need
Yeah.
some help?
Yeah.
Just ask that question.
Just ask.
And,
Yep.
that's the thing. People are so afraid to ask that question because sometimes you will get, leave me alone. That's
Right.
okay.
Right.
Just ask. If the spirit hits you,
Yeah.
ask. You're going to be so blessed. Just do it. Just do it.
Mhm.
And it may be that you'll get a rude response, but it may be later on that just the fact that you offered sets into that person and they think, well, they saw me. Kind of like that being
Mhm.
seen and
Yes.
and
Yes.
valued that we
Yeah.
talk about with the students.
Yes.
Just that you saw them and you gave them value.
Yes. Yep.
And
Yep.
what a sweet little picture of her with
Yes.
him. That's just
Yeah.
the most precious thing. And she knew he had
She knew.
autism, and she
Yeah.
knew that, okay, he's not supposed to be out there.
Yep. Yeah.
And she went after him. Oh wow,
Yep.
that's so
Yep.
cool. Way to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
That's a cool story.
Yeah.
What a
Super
fun
special
story.
story.
Yeah, for
Super
sure.
special story. Yeah.
I love it. I love
Absolutely.
that one. That is great. That is
Yep.
so cool.
Yep.
That's probably one of my favorites.
Yes.
But I
Yeah.
love that. And I mean,
Yeah.
there's just so many good stories, guys.
There are.
Here's
Yeah.
the golf story.
Yeah.
Love that. I'll have to definitely talk to Dr. Gibson.
Yeah. Right.
She's honorary doctor for us. So anyway,
That's right. That's right.
she's so good.
Yep.
Well, that's really cool. That's
We
super cool.
Another thing, the past few weeks, of course, in our world, everything's been a little chaotic with government stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fun part is seeing all the people share in our communities how they are stepping up to provide for others.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what we've seen this influx of. And I love that. And then we got to do a couple articles featuring that. One was kind of a summary talking about all the different things that are happening. Some in Springfield. I mean, it's all over, but Springfield and White House in particular had sent me information. And so, that's a reminder that our community is our people,
Yeah.
right? And we don't have to rely on the government.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we are community. We are together, and we can help one another. And that's a beautiful picture because there's been there's a lot of stress going on, right? And a lot of uncertainty, but to see that is just this beautiful reminder, and to see the people organizing these things that are so passionate about it is just really, it does your heart good. So we love shining the spotlight on that.
Well, and I'll tell you too, that's what we were supposed to be in the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we
Yeah.
used to do. If you look at the history of the hospitals across the country, they started as efforts by the local churches,
Mm-hmm.
and they all had church names. Same things with the universities.
Yeah.
They all started with efforts of the church families that were going and saying, we need to help educate, we need to take care of and do the medical. And
Yeah.
so then when the government started coming in and different, the powers that be that control them took them over, well, that's their job now and it's not our job. Well, no, it's always been our job.
Yeah.
We just let them step in, and I would argue that it has not been better.
Right.
It's
Right.
the cost and the things and we're doing this for efficiency. Are you really? I mean, people talk to me all the time. It's like, you're in the school systems. Why do we da 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 da? And it's like, well, this is the thing we've built.
Mm-hmm.
And so to continue to continue in the way we have built it, this is what we have to do. There's all this paperwork, all this administration, all this kind of stuff because that's what we built.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to help figure out a way to navigate the waters differently, then get involved. You're going to have to get both feet in, run for office, be a teacher, be a sub, do something in the school system so you can learn about it, so you can, with information, go, okay, this is something we could tweak. This is something we could, affect. And try to get it back to what it's supposed to be. But when you think about feeding people who are hungry was the job of the church, not the government with
Mm-hmm.
SNAP.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yep.
mean, but I can't even imagine with people who that's what they've been that's what they've been taught to depend on,
Right.
and then to have it stop.
Right.
And I don't know. I hear that there's been funding to help with that and all. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've heard like Wilson County, I think in particular.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that have been done kind of in the background. I don't know the specifics on that, but can you imagine being an employee that you're just not getting paid?
Right. Right.
How long can you survive like that? That's because my son works down in Huntsville, and he works for a private contractor, but he has friends that work for the government down there.
Yes.
And
oh gosh.
we talked at the wedding. He just got married, a couple of weeks ago, and there were friends of his that are, well, I'm taking time off. Some of them are going ahead and working because they have things that've got to be done,
Right.
knowing they'll eventually get paid. But how long can you go without a paycheck?
Mm-hmm.
How long can you go without a paycheck? You hope that you've got, and even when you think, well, I know I'm going to get this back. I know I'm going to get paid. I know, but you know that you know that you know that you know, because it's a
Right.
little nerve wracking when you have to drain your savings in your nest egg.
Right. Right.
But praise the Lord
think
if
of-
you've got them.
Yeah.
But I really feel for them. And I
Yeah.
actually talked with people at the wedding
Mm.
that were not getting a paycheck because of the government shutdown. And I
Yeah.
thought, ugh, and young people,
Yeah.
that are not, they don't have that. They probably don't have that nest egg
Right.
yet.
Right.
They may have to take a second mortgage out on their house
Mhm.
or,
Yeah.
so it's a lot. So to be able to see the community come together and say, we got
Yes.
you,
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
a big thing. So
Yeah,
that's
it
really
is.
cool.
It is. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to put all those together and to see the conversation happening too on social media about it was good. Good
I
to
love
see.
it. But and I'm getting some feedback. I'm just now seeing the feedback from Paul Rainey about the aurora borealis. Says you do have to use your phone really to see a lot of it,
Okay.
and it's supposed to be even brighter tonight. Lee Marie says so.
Yay.
Very good. And so there you go. We're
Yep,
going to see if
yep.
we can see some northern lights
Yes.
tonight. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
And share pictures,
There
right?
you go.
Yeah,
For
share
sure,
pictures.
for sure.
I
Tell you
know.
what, let me pause and let's go
Yeah.
ahead and let's do a break here. And we'll come back and we'll continue to talk with Sarah from staypositive.news. If you've not discovered it, it is time for you to discover it because it is a cool thing where you can go and be influenced by positive news and not all the negative stuff. Well, no, we have to stay informed. It's something I struggle with now because I've kind of checked out of politics and the media, but we have to stay informed. But that doesn't have to be the entirety of your diet. It's just like putting food in our body. You can have cookies. You just got to have good stuff too.
Yep.
And not that I don't know if that's a good analogy because I don't think I'd call the bad. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're all going to do things. We're all going to consume things that are not necessarily healthy for us, but we've got to balance it and let the majority of what we're bringing in be positive. And that's what they're doing at staypositive.news. I remember when they first proposed this, and I was like, "Oh, what a great idea!" And I love that so many. How many of you are involved in this now? While I'm pulling up what I want to talk about here.
So we have, let's see, I'm going to count now on my fingers. So Rachel, Donnie, and I are the co-owners, and then we have Jordan, Chris, Nikki, Nick, Kirsten as our writers, and then Jen is also a writer. She's writing for us as well as working with networking for us, and then Chrislyn. So what, 10?
Okay,
10 of us.
got a
It's
lot of
pretty
people
awesome.
involved, and
Yeah.
I love it. And they're
Yeah.
doing so great, and it's just a fun thing. And they want to get you involved, guys. So if you want to be a part of it, you need to reach out to them, and you can write for them. You can submit stories, all the different things. Maybe even if maybe you're an advertiser and you want to get some, you want to help sponsor this because you know it is a good thing. Reach out. How can they contact you?
Sarah at staypositive.news.
Okay,
And
Sarah.
Sarah with an H.
And if you go to staypositive.news, there's links that say
Yeah.
contact us.
Mhm.
So that's sometimes the easiest way if you forget, exactly the spelling and all that. But you can go to staypositive.news and just click on the contact us, and you'll be able to find them without any problem.
Yep.
But let's talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. I was pulling up their social media. I can't say it again. If you're interested in buying in a specific area, you need to reach out to Barry and Rebecca, and they will send you in your email. I go through all these listings that they send me all the time about properties that they're super excited about. They had one that they put up in Franklin, Kentucky. We talk a lot about Franklin or about Kentucky being a more affordable option for some people that maybe want to have a first time home and they're living here in Tennessee or they work in Tennessee, but property around here is just so astronomically expensive right now. It just is. Well, you can go up in Kentucky and you can definitely get more bang for your dollar. But you also got to keep in mind that they have a state income tax, and that's going to affect your bottom line. But they had a great starter home for $185,000 up in Franklin, Kentucky. I mean, just a nice starter home for you that they had listed a couple of days ago. So I'm not sure if it's still available, but you go check it out. Now, this is a beautiful one up here in Cottontown. I mean, it is beautiful, beautiful place. Super close. It's situated on 5 acres. It's got a walkout basement, huge 50 by 30 workshop on a creek. It's right there close to I-65. It is a beautiful, beautiful home. And it's listed at $859, 358 Spring Valley Drive in Cottontown. But if that's in your budget, then go and check it out. It is a beautiful wooded lot. I mean, this big workshop, oh my goodness. It is
like a dream.
It is. It is a beautiful, beautiful property on 5 acres, and it's hard to find that acreage now. So, I mean, just an absolutely beautiful home that's available right now up in Cottontown, a very highly sought after area. 5 acres in the country. You want to take a look at that one? Reach out to Barry and Rebecca Richards at Exit Prime Realty. He is the broker that has an office here in Springfield. She has her office in White House, her agency office. They actually live in Cross Plains. So they've been there like 30 years. But they also, so they specialize in Robertson County properties, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. If you want to give Rebecca a call about any of those listings I just mentioned, you can call 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or go to sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy.robertsoncounty.com. And keep in mind, those were 2 houses on opposite sides of the spectrum. How much home can you afford? What can you afford to buy? You need to take a look at that before you even go and start looking, and they can help you do that. And if you're selling, they can give you a free market analysis to say, is now a time for me to sell? They can help you evaluate all that. Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty. Reach out to them today and let them know U-Turn sent you. Talking with Sarah Ricciardi. Anything from your hubby yet?
No,
Okay.
no, I know. I keep
We're
waiting.
waiting for him to land. Waiting for him to land. He's been on covert
He's
operations for Jesus. And I love that. I'm just you need to get him a shirt that says covert operator for Jesus, or I don't know, something kind of that'd be a fun Christmas gift.
It would. That would. Yeah.
So I love that. All right. So what else are we going to talk about?
So another story that was a big hit was one called A Little Girl's Big Heart, and it's Dorothy's hair donation. So this is a little girl who's,
so sweet.
Her best friend was diagnosed with cancer. And so as a result, she wanted to donate her hair. And this took, it takes a while to grow your hair out. So this was a story that was a long time coming. But I love the cover photo of the two of them together.
It's just adorable. I wish you could see it. They're just the cutest little things.
It's adorable.
Oh, they're adorable. How's this friend doing?
Doing well. Doing well. And so actually I get to go hang out with them next week. We're going to hang out and do a little slumber party fun.
Well, which one's the girl that donated?
So
the one that's got cancer.
So Dorothy is the one on the left.
And she's the one
I
who
believe
donated the hair,
this is before. Yeah, this is before cancer treatments for Cora. Cora's on the right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bless.
Yep.
So scary for these kids. I can't even imagine what they go through.
And Cora was one of the kind of neat connections. She was one of our first stories that we ever did in Stay Positive.
Mm-hmm.
She held a birthday party and she wanted to bring dogs to be adopted to her birthday party. So she wanted people to come and adopt dogs. And so we did a story on that. It was one of our very first ones.
I need to go look that up. That just sounds fun.
And so this was, of course, before her diagnosis. So then she was diagnosed, and we had done a couple follow-up stories about her specifically with that, just the community, how the community is rallying behind her and all of it. So it's just kind of neat to to see. And Carrie Ann, Dorothy's mom, is actually one of our ambassadors with Stay Positive as well. So she's
Awesome.
out there promoting us with her people, and she owns Dreamweaver Balloons. So
Okay,
she's
yes, I
super
just see
involved,
that.
yeah,
Okay,
in the
I love it.
community.
I
Yeah.
love it. But what a sweet thing. What a sweet thing for a
Mhm.
little girl to do. Because, they see things. You
Yeah.
think your kids aren't paying attention, but how did she know to do that?
Yeah.
She saw
Yeah.
that somewhere, that
Mhm.
little bitty thing. They
Yep.
see what you do.
Yep.
So if you want your kids to be awesome, reflect awesome. That's
Mhm.
just one.
Yes. Yes.
And make sure that what they're seeing is reflecting awesome and not a
Mhm.
bunch of. That's one of my biggest things is what the kids are seeing on these little
Yes.
things
Yeah.
right here.
Yep.
And I talk to my students all the time in high school about when did you get your first screen? When did you get your first phone? And I'm just sometimes mortified when I
Yeah.
hear how
Yeah.
young that they had a phone.
Yep.
And sometimes it's out of necessity, just to be, just a contact phone.
Mhm.
But man, those little kiddos, they can find things on
Yes.
there you never dreamed they could find out. I found that out with my kiddos in just iPods.
Oh wow.
Whenever mine
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
little,
Uh-huh.
that they were able to hack in and get. And I was like, what in the world? You know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was my wandering sheep. We won't call him a knucklehead. He knows who
I'll
he
have
is
to remember
too.
that.
It was so funny. It's Jedediah. We teasingly called him when he was little the boy because he was just the
Oh,
one that got into
yeah.
trouble. If you there was an old Andy Griffith episode
Mhm.
where Opie has done something, and Andy walks in the door and he looks at Aunt B and goes, "Where's the boy?"
I remember that.
Right?
Yeah, I do.
And so my Jedediah, and he's the one who served in the military and all that. He's just amazing, amazing man now. But he was known as a
The
little
boy.
fella as the boy, and earned it big. We were telling I'm sorry, I digress for a minute. I'll
No,
just tell
you're
you this
good.
real funny. This is so funny. Sunday. We were at one of my twins. He is married and has a child that's in Jackson, Tennessee.
Mhm.
Its birthday is on our anniversary. Our anniversary was last Wednesday.
Oh, happy
So thank you.
anniversary. Yeah.
37 years.
Oh, wow.
And so our little grandson Walt turned 2.
Oh.
So we got to go see them Sunday. And we're sitting there with them and we're talking about just the brothers, the dynamic of 4 boys.
Yeah.
That were 4.5 and under. We had 4 boys. So you can just
Oh, my
imagine the
goodness.
dynamic as they grow.
Yeah.
And there was so much just fighting. And we were talking about a big fight that happened between 2 of them. And the 2 that fought, the 2 of them that just were kind of like, I'm out.
Mhm.
But the ones that would just kind of beat on each other. And my daughter-in-law, who is a girl, of course, and an only child, she looked at us and she goes, I just can't even imagine. Because, I mean, she was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, this sweet little girl. She goes, I just can't even imagine. She goes, my life is so different. My life was so different. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I digress. Sarah
Yeah.
Ricciardi's here, waiting on that message that her husband has returned from his covert operation for
Yeah.
Jesus. And so praying him in and reminding you too, a Samaritan's Purse will be here Friday at Crossroads. They're having a big benefit with Steve Jarrell. He is going to be there doing music, and you can come and see him. And it's free show, but they're asking you to make a donation to the administrative cost, or not the administrative cost, but like the postage and all that
Yeah.
that goes along with the Samaritan's Purse boxes. But these Christmas boxes, you can get these at Crossroads Christian. They got to stack them there. So you can fill your boxes. There's going to be 4 representatives from Samaritan's Purse there. You're going to have birthday cake because it's somebody's birthday, Marie's birthday. And she says, don't you dare bring me anything. Just bring cash for Samaritan's Purse.
Yes.
And the Christmas box, Operation Christmas, Christmas Child.
Yeah.
I was like,
Mhm. Yep.
I have to read it.
My uncle went and did, because Samaritan's Purse, they have like mercy ships. Is that what they're called? Do you know what I'm talking? They
I know
like
what
go.
you're talking
It's
about.
like a hospital ship,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
go and they're next to countries and they help out. And he got to go and film a documentary about them like
Ooh.
last year. Yeah,
How
off
cool
the
is
coast of
that?
Africa. Yeah, yeah,
I think-
awesome what they do.
I think they brought one of
Incredible.
those in during COVID in New York.
Yes, they did. Yeah,
if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken.
Well,
I think
yeah,
I remember that.
yeah.
But because that was a different thing altogether, what was going on in New
Mhm.
York during all that. So
Yeah.
I kind of remember there being a hospital ship there.
Yeah,
in
they
New
were
York.
trying to. I know. I don't know.
Yeah. Who
They were
knows?
trying to bring it in.
But yeah, Samaritan's Purse, what they do is just absolutely amazing, just
Mhm.
amazing, and we love the work that they do. And I know they are. Where was it that we just had a
Jamaica.
yeah
That,
yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
That's where because
Mhm.
we had a big event,
Mhm.
and I'm just trying to remember all the details. I'm just blank,
Yeah.
but I just know we
Hurricane.
had it was the
Yeah.
hurricane, of course.
Mhm.
It
Yep.
was the hurricane that came through,
Yep.
that level 5 hurricane that came
Yeah.
through and
Yeah.
just devastated the Dominican but
Mhm.
Jamaica for sure.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I was just trying to remember, but they've been on the ground from the very get go.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what we were kind of where we started, where you were talking about
Mhm.
how you watch the community come
Mhm.
together and make a difference,
Yes.
and not wait on the government to do it.
Yes.
And that's what
Yes.
we're called to do. We're called
Yep.
to do that. I'll say Mercury One, the nonprofit that my old boss Glenn started. That's the reason he started it,
Mm.
because of that reason. He says we've
Mhm.
got to be the boots on the ground
Yeah.
when things happen, and not wait
Yeah.
for FEMA to get there.
Yeah.
And I think we saw that during Katrina.
Mm.
You know,
Mhm.
is we've got to be
Mhm.
the ones that are in.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long Samaritan's Purse been around. I wonder what got them started.
I don't
It has to
know.
be somewhat of the same motivation as Mercury
Yeah.
One was. I
Yeah.
feel like,
Yeah.
but I know they've been around much
Yes.
longer. I
Yeah.
think they would have
Yeah, I
had to
don't.
have been.
Yeah.
It feels like an ancient organization to
Right.
me.
Do you remember
But
when you used to actually get a shoebox and fill it? Like it
hmm
wasn't.
oh
It
yeah, you would
wasn't
go
this.
buy your
You would go
shoebox.
get a shoebox
Yeah.
and then you would fill it and you would.
Yeah, and I would imagine they
Yeah.
probably still take some of those.
Oh, I'm
But
sure. Yeah.
let me see if Samaritan's
Yeah.
Purse, if we can
It's kind of
find
fun.
something about the when it came into existence, because I know it's been around a while. But that's why these
Mhm.
organizations come on board, is because it is our job. It's
Yeah.
not the job of the government, and we have just been like, oh, they'll take care of it,
Mhm.
and we've got to cut that out. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to find there's a
Yeah.
Wikipedia out here with
Yeah.
them on
There's
it.
gotta
There's got to
be.
be a Wikipedia.
There's
That
gotta be.
there's always a Wikipedia
Right.
with something on it that tells us a little bit more about it. So far, I haven't found it though. But anything else that you want to talk about? We've got a few more minutes. I know I saw
Yeah.
Lee Marie's ensemble getting
Yeah.
organized out there. It is Wednesday, so that means that we will get another full hour of local programming right here on 1100 WSGI. I just found it. I found the
Yay.
Wikipedia.
Good. Okay.
1970. It was
Okay.
founded in 1970 by Bob Pierce, and from Boone, North Carolina, and that's all.
Aw.
But in 1970, so there you go. President right now is Franklin Graham. I think everybody knows that. So I didn't know if the Graham family was on the ground with that, but
Yeah.
that's
I
in
guess not.
that's in the heydays of Billy Graham
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
1970. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
But you know
that's
what?
crazy.
What was also going on? That was Vietnam War era, right
Mhm.
there toward the
Yep.
end, and all of that. And
Yep.
so I wonder if they were involved in that kind of
I
work.
wonder.
I would love to know a little bit more about what got them started. But 1970 is when it started.
Mhm.
That's amazing.
That is
Very
that
cool.
is.
So
He
your
just
chance to be
landed.
involved, guys. Friday night, 7 o'clock, Crossroads Christian in the ballroom. Go down here, hear Steve and Sons of the Beach, and that was the band he was with. And I mean, Daddy on the Patio. He's the man who sat in this studio and did radio for years and years and years and years. Have
Oh.
no idea how long.
Oh,
Did a
wow.
local radio show here,
Wow.
and just a great guy, very talented. He's going to be putting on a show, and it's everything that you want to donate will go to Samaritan's Purse to get the postage and the different things that they need to get these out there and to do the follow up with
Mhm.
these kiddos
Mhm.
that get these gifts.
That's where the magic happens, right?
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that the truth? So,
Yep.
all right, what else are we going to talk about? We got about 5 more minutes.
Yeah. Well, he just landed. So I thought
Yay!
I'd let you
Welcome
know.
back.
Yeah. So now we're hoping his connection. He
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
his
yeah.
connection. But another story that we had one of our readers write in and just share her experience with breast cancer. That was last month, of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Right.
And so Jennifer Marion wrote in and just shared from her heart. And really what it became was an article about the community. Again, the community stepping up, her community, her support system stepping up and supporting her. It's been a long journey for sure years. And she just went to the doctor this past week, and the prognosis was good, but it's been years
can't
of
imagine.
battling. So yeah, and I loved
imagine.
reading what she had, and of course it was very popular.
Yeah.
People wanted to read that, so
I have a
be
friend-
encouraged.
I have a friend that's just starting that journey. I mean,
gosh.
just now.
Yeah,
And so maybe I need to forward that
Yeah,
to her and let her
yeah.
see that,
Yeah.
just for the encouragement of it.
yes,
But
yes.
because that's something you just never want to hear. Never
No,
want to hear.
no.
My mother had breast cancer. That's what she passed away from.
Yeah,
And late life, but her mother had it.
Yeah.
So any cancer journey, my sister died of cancer. So any cancer
Yes.
journey, it's just not a word you want to hear. Never
Nope.
want to hear because
Nope.
it's so hard. It just it becomes part of your life, and any of those stories
Yeah.
to inspire and to comfort those that are facing that, I think are beautiful. So very good.
And to not let it define,
Yeah.
your life, which is hard. I mean, that's incredibly hard. And anyone who knows her knows that she is full of grace and beauty, and she loves Jesus, and she seeks him in the midst, but she's very raw with what she talks about.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part about it,
Yeah.
because I think we can encourage one another when we're that authentic, right?
Yeah,
And
for
so,
sure.
yeah, sometimes positivity is digging into the nitty gritty,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we can have a good perspective.
You better believe it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. But staypositive.news is what we're talking about. Staypositive.news. Follow them, find them, write for them, send in a written by the reader story.
Yeah.
All the things, and just make sure you're following so you get the positive side of the news rather than the heavy.
Yes.
And you will be so blessed for it. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you. It's always
Anything else
fun.
before we go?
We're getting ready. Thank you to everyone who donated leftover Halloween candy. We're getting ready to bless some classroom
fun.
teachers with Halloween candy. So thank you for that. And we've got another event coming around in December. So follow us so you are in the know.
Okay. I love that Halloween. I remind everybody, it's like, if you're getting rid of Halloween candy, please remember us teachers, because
Yes.
we give it out for rewards.
Right,
It's like,
right.
when
Yeah.
the kids come in and we have this little caddy, I make them put their phones in, and every now and then I'll see 3 or 4 phones over there, and the rest of them haven't put them up, and I'll reward the ones who did it, and then go around the room, put your phone up, put your phone.
Yep.
But it's nice to have something to reward them with.
Yes.
Yes. And
Yeah.
just when they've had a good class, it's like, okay, you know what? You guys were good today. Let's have a reward.
Yep.
And they know it. They appreciate it. They like it. Can we have candy today in this video? It's like, did you earn it? Did you earn it? Anyway.
Right.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
So glad your hubby is back
Always.
from his
Me too.
operations. I
Me
love it.
too.
Thank you guys for
Thank
joining
you.
us. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned. Lee Marie is coming up next for another full hour of local programming on The Go Show. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.